This is Speciosa Ngoko's kitchen garden in Kijabe. When she's not attending to patients in the theater as an anesthetist, this is where she spends much of her time, tending to vegetables such as tomatoes, spinach, lemons, kales and strawberries.
Farming, I can say it's been there since I was a kid. I think if I was not a doctor, I would most likely be a full-time farmer.
But it is what she does with the produce from her garden that makes her farming venture unique. Driven by the desire to consume farm-fresh produce, Speciosa decided in early 2013 to do something different with her produce.
I just mainly started because I wanted to have fresh produce. You know, like if you've ever eaten a fresh tomato, there's nothing as good as a freshly picked tomato. I've had interest in trying to make things differently. Yeah.
The tomatoes and lemons she harvests from her garden are what she uses to make tomato paste and marmalade.
Okay.
To make homemade tomato paste, she requires at least 10 kilos of tomatoes, which she chops and fries with some onions, along with choice spices and herbs. The resultant paste is then blended and prepared for packaging.
If it is for my own consumption, I just put it in an ordinary empty container and just store in the fridge. If it's for sale, then I would think of doing a canning process where I put them in a container and use pressure to seal and make kind of like a vacuum.
For the homemade marmalade, the lemons are first peeled, cut and boiled, after which she adds sugar to make the thick pulp. She sells 500 grams of homemade marmalade at 200 shillings each. Although she is reluctant to disclose how much she earns from her venture, Nguku says she makes at least 5,000 shillings every month from the tomato paste and marmalade she makes.
8 or 10 tomatoes, roughly. Where I buy, it might come to around 20 shillings. And then with the spices and other things, I can add another maybe 40 or so shillings because I'm using tiny quantities just for one jar. By the time I'm selling it for 200 shillings. So maybe say the cost of production may be 100 bob.
For now, her client base largely consists of her neighbors and customers drawn through the social media.
The customers came from people that I know. So you have Bible study, give guys samples. I also try to post my stuff online.
Nguku is one vivid example of how one can make the most in agriculture by simply going up the value chain. Dennis Otieno, Smart Farm.